What's going on, everybody? What's up, man? Mm-mm. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? All right, man. What's up, Trina? What's up? What's up, Trina? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's up, man?
Hey,
It's good. Um, the um, the iPad always do it to me. I don't know what it is about this iPad. I guess
no,
it's telling me, man, it's
that's not
old.
the iPad. That's not the iPad.
Oh,
That's
you
not the
said you try to say the operator?
Yes.
Nah,
You don't be
I
doing
usually
your
get it.
assignments. Your assignment is to plug up your iPad, and you don't be doing your assignments.
Software updates.
That's a okay. It has you
Uh,
have to. It's going through updates. That's what you're saying.
It's already went through 'em. It
Oh,
did
okay.
it, so it did it real quick for me. So, but
Okay.
yeah. So yeah. Tonight, man, we're just gonna talk about the uh Roy Images Plus. Hi, what's going on, man? Was that Trina? Oh, that's
Yep, that's Trina.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Trina.
okay. Hey, so we're just talking about do truck drivers vote? I was asked that question, and I was like, and I apologize to everybody for last week not being on the
Oh.
live. Hmm. So what's the noise? What you mean? You get some noise or something?
No, I didn't say anything, sweetheart.
Oh, and also too, I want to tell everybody the music in the background. I don't own the rights to it. I don't want nobody thinking I just love jazz and we're talking. But anyway, so a lot of people always ask me, what do you do as far as like, you know, drivers voting? I was like, yeah, we vote just like anybody else, but a lot of times that we're on the road when it's time to vote. And the one thing I always tell, especially new drivers coming into it, and then even some of the older drivers, try to get them ideas of how to vote. And second of all, I'm not endorsing no candidate on here. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just giving you like ideas of how you can um, cast your ballot.
Vote if
You know,
cast your
you
ballot
know what I'm
if
saying,
you're over the road.
over the road. And so, a few of them are like, especially like early voting. Early voting has already, it started already. It started in September 29th. And so, you can actually early vote now and get it out the way. That's the one thing I would always give to, rookie drivers or drivers that's just getting into the game or drivers that's been into the game. Because the one thing, like I pointed out to, um, like to Dre, I pointed out to him about, when you're running the road or something, you got a good load that day, and it happens to be on November the 8th, and which is the actual day we vote, Super Tuesday, November the 8th, and all of a sudden it come across a good load, you know. That's the what's up, Kenny? What's up, Kenny? What's up, bro? And so you come across a good load for that day, and all of a sudden you're supposed to vote, right? So, and you're like, man, I got to stand in that line. Well, you have to think about it before you have that issue. You can do early voting. Early voting gets it out the way. Then you got to worry about it. So I pointed that out to him because he's 1 year in, he's new into it, So I pointed that out to him. But that's just something I was, talking about today because, all elections are important. And it's important that we do our due diligence. And so, but like I said, I'm not endorsing any candidate. I'm just saying that, that's one thing you can do. And like early voting started today, the 29th, and September 29th, and then it ends on October 28th. And then there's another one you can do. It's called the absentee ballot. The absentee ballot, which is something that you have to, actually look at each state to see if it's, I've never filled out an absentee ballot, but I know a few people that have. But that's another thing drivers can do. They know they're gonna be over the road at the time. Just fill out an absentee ballot and turn it in at your local voting precinct, or you can go ahead and put it in the mail. But you can also do it. They have drop boxes for them. So it's so many ways. And so when I don't want to hear a driver tell me, "Hey man, I didn't vote because I was on the road," or and I get that sometimes. I'm like, man, you just really not doing, due diligence with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. So, but anyway, so when people ask me that, tonight I felt like, kind of talking about it. But then also too, where a lot of people don't realize too, is that when you get to, doing the absentee ballot, it's just with the mail being the way it is, as long as it's post dated, you can actually put it in the mail on the 7th, because they vote on the 8th. I wouldn't suggest that, but if you put it in there, or you can go to your local, like I said, and drop it off, and then you don't have to, but you have to request the absentee ballot. And when you request the absentee ballot, you're gonna have to, show proof of your license and stuff. You can go down, to the county and get it, and just have it. And some people just go get them, just in case. And that's what I would suggest to a lot of drivers. Go ahead and get the absentee ballot early, because if you might have potential of being out of the state. Because the thing about it is that if you cast your vote, then your absentee ballot is not going to count either way. You see what I'm saying? But if you're on the road, all of a sudden you're like, okay, I know it was a good load for the day, and all of a sudden I want to just drop it off at the county, at the the voting. Because when you get to when you get in line to vote, if you got your absentee ballot already filled out, you can drop it off. But you can't get it. And that I will check back with me on that. But you have to get absentee ballot early. You see what I'm saying? So I would, if any drivers, I would always suggest them to get an absentee ballot if you know that you run the road. Now, if you run local, then you don't really need the absentee ballot. But hey, you can still do it too. But I'm saying for OTR drivers, what you about to say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Then on the absentee ballot. So the one that gets most people more than anything is the provisional ballots. That's those ballots when you get to the location, and let's say your name happens to not be, you registered to vote, but it's not showing up in the system, or you registered to vote and you're at the wrong location because you're thinking that you should be in the system right there. You can do what they call a provisional ballot.
Right.
The provisional ballot is for individuals that, you are eligible to vote, but it's just showing a little bit of uncertainty.
You're at your wrong location.
Wrong location, or you at your location and they don't have you on that list. Like you're not listed, you know what I'm saying? And
so even if you're at your right location, but they can't find your information in the system, you can still do a provisional ballot?
Yeah, because the provisional
okay.
ballot.
I thought that was just if you were at the wrong location. Okay.
Nah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it's because when I also saw something too from Israel. I was gonna share it with everybody if I can find it. Oh yeah. Yeah, this week you got 1 week to register to vote. You got to register to vote. In order to vote in the election, you got a week to vote. Week to register.
1 week left.
Yeah, and so, you didn't vote into the general. If you didn't vote in the, what's up, Tonyo, man? What's going on, bro? If you didn't vote in the primary, then you can register to vote in the general. You got 1 week to vote. I mean, 1 week to register.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but like I said, just giving little tidbits to, new drivers and also owner operators, individual that's going to travel, because we fall up under that provision as far as traveling for business. And so that's what I mean, because you can get an absentee ballot, because like I said, you have to have a reason for having an absentee ballot. And
And,
I will
tra-
always suggest, say again.
and traveling for business is the reason for that you can get an absentee ballot.
Yeah, to request it. Yeah, because like I said, if I'm an average driver and I know I want to do my due diligence and vote, then I'm gonna go ahead and request it, because you have to request the absentee ballot early so they can, you can go pick it up, or you can request it and they'll send it to you. But with all the different things going on in the mail, stuff coming slow, or you know what I'm saying. I mean, and the thing about it is that with me, I just take voting a little bit more. I just take it like, people, really fought for you to be able to vote. You know what I'm saying? And so, when you feel like just want to kind of, I'm sorry, let me get that lighting right. Um, um, you don't want to, do your due diligence. Hey, it is what it is. I'm, like I said, I've just was bringing it to attention of me being someone that was giving tools to people that say, hey, man, this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, when you're over the road, that's something that's important to know as a driver who's a voter, an active voter.
exactly.
It's important to know the different ways that you can cast your ballot.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, there's really no excuses if you're eligible to vote, because the thing about it is that, just me as a personal person talking about it, I just think about, my ancestors and my family, that really fought to vote. You know what I mean? The one thing about, we tell our boys, make sure you vote. And they vote. So,
Yeah.
so that's the thing. They, and, and they're excited about it. They're excited about it. I
Yeah.
just like to see
As
the
a
youth. I like to see the youth, vote, because it's like you exercising a right that, so many people have put forth. And like I said, and the thing about it, when it comes to voting, that's why I always make sure I add to the point that I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just basically giving you an idea of, um, just tools that they're out there. And sometimes, because I remember hearing someone say, well, man, I didn't know nothing about an absentee ballot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How it works, and the reason why a lot of times people don't know how certain things work is because they never had to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so especially drivers, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why I was saying I wanted to kind of talk about it and touch bases on it tonight,
Mm-hmm.
because I was gonna do it last week, but got a little caught up on everything, and also too, um, I'm just letting everybody know too. And like I said, the provision ballot, early voting is one thing. That can start now. Matter of
When
fact,
did it start?
early voting September 29th,
And it ends on
2022, October 28th. And I'll probably just go ahead and early vote to get it out the way, and I'll probably
always.
post that next week.
Makes life a lot easier.
A whole lot easier. Get it out the way, knowing that it's counted. The
Mm-hmm.
one thing I will tell anybody, the one thing about Georgia's voting system that I do, and I don't know if other states are doing this. Um, what's going on? See what's going on for trucks. See Jordan. Okay, how you doing, man? I don't know what other states are doing, but I will say the fact that Georgia, that you can get a printout, you can look at everything on your ballot. I mean, you literally are already looking at it on the screen, and then you get a printout
To go over
for
it,
to go
review
over it, review before you even put it in the,
before
to
you
scan.
cast it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So you can't, you can't really do. in my humble opinion, it's really no room for excuses, man. You know, if you just don't vote, that's all. I understand. That's your thing. I don't want to get into that. I'll just look at you sideways and be like, wow, you really didn't cast a vote, and then I don't want to hear nobody say, well, no, it doesn't really matter. You know, that's not true. It's just, you know, I understand there's a lot more important things, you know, going on, you know, in your life, but you know, when you don't vote, there's a clear understanding that it's going to be some more stuff going on in your life in the future that, you know, and I give it, you know, honestly, we just came out of COVID, and when you have a record turnout with COVID, think about it. It should be through the roof without COVID. You know what I'm saying? like it should be through the roof. I think during COVID it was like 150 million people voted. It was like 150 million people voted in the first time ever. You know, it was like 80 for, I think, President Biden, and I think it was 70 for, you know, President Trump. You know what I'm saying? But that was 150 million people. I think America's only got 335 million, between 335 and 350. So pretty much half the population voted that was eligible to vote. So I think almost everybody that was probably eligible to vote voted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And of course you got the other 100 and something million, but those could be kids, you know, can be, you know, people that can't vote, you know, people that was in hospitals, stuff like that. You know, you never know. But the fact that 150 million people still voted in COVID, I commend us as Americans just doing our thing. And that's what I was saying about getting on here today and just talking about the occupation that I'm in and how, you know, we're part of that traveling business.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us don't know to use the absentee ballot, and I would automatically, you know, ask for it now. And if you if you know you don't have a load for that day and you don't have a problem standing in the line, then
Knock it out.
knock it out. But if you know, hey, it's a nice load, I was able to book me a load on Friday, and I know I'm gonna be out of town, then guess what? Okay, I'm gonna take this ballot, so I don't have to stand in line on Tuesday. I'm gonna take it on Monday and turn this absentee ballot in. You see? So guess what? That means your vote's still gonna count. You ain't gotta stand in the line. Or, like I said, even if you get the absentee ballot, you don't have to use it. You can go stand in line. And so I just, like I said, today was just really about encouraging anyone that's on here that, you know friends that are drivers, you know, encourage them to do their due diligence. No, like I said, no matter who you vote for. So yeah, that's what. So what you about to say?
I said, understood. Gotcha.
Yeah, and so like I said, you know, a little bit about the provision ballot is about, like I said, if you get to the precinct and they have you at the different precincts, they got to just ask for a provision ballot, and that will give you the opportunity to vote, and then they'll cast your vote the same way. And that, you know, early voting has started already. But also too, you know, so how you feel about voting, man? You've been, you know, voting for years now. You know, you don't
I've
think
been
it's
voting how many years?
for some years now. I
But
mean, you know,
I
I'm not
just
saying like, hey, I'm like, hey, you
I just
know, hmm?
I just cast my vote. I vote for who I believe in, and
Hmm.
I just feel like it's my duty. So
Yeah.
I vote.
I've had some people ask me before, they like, you know, T, do you always vote straight one ticket? And I told them that, you know, in actuality, um, I've seen some outside the different tickets. Because like I always tell everybody, I'm an independent thinker. So I'm always going to look at, you know, look at it for, look at it for the best candidate. You know what I'm saying? So I always, because you can run 100 ads, and I'm still gonna go check to make sure there's no, that out of your 100 ads that all of them are true, because I want to know, because I feel like if I only seen you during a certain segment of the time when it's like right up to vote, then I gotta double check to make sure to make sure you are who you are, because the future relies on us to do the right thing. I got kids, future grandkids, business owner, property, different things that, I want to make sure that, hey, I'm doing what I got to do, to protect that. You know what I'm saying? And so when I think about voting, I think about voting in a lot of different aspects, and it's really about choosing that the best candidate. And the thing what people don't realize too is that your local is everything.
Mm-hmm.
See, the only thing about local, it don't get the press as much as the big major, TVs and ads and stuff. These people have to be one-on-one with you sometimes, and those are the individuals that affect you every day. Your
Mm-hmm.
county commissioners, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, hell, as they always say, the dog catcher. I mean, people don't realize you vote for almost everything in your county. Your agriculture, Secretary of Agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
You do it from a state and a federal level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man. You talking about somebody dealing with the food you bring in your house. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you can just put that to the side. Um, um, okay. Somebody said I'm trying to inform my peers down locals where it have to start. You're right. The change had to start there, Kennedy. You're right. Because if you don't start there, then, that's it kind of trickles up, you know what I mean? So those best candidates, and that's why it's important to make sure that, when we talk about the different ways to vote, and I think if you encourage people within those three things, because like I said, a lot of times, just the education, being educated on it is what makes a difference. And that's why that's why I talked about the provision ballot, because the provision ballot is a ballot that, they have to give you that.
Mm-hmm.
They have to give you that. The absentee ballot is not going to be there. You have to go to your local, or get one sent to you, the
Mm-hmm.
absentee ballot. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then now, I mean, you're talking about what, 29? That's like what, September 29th through October 28th. That's like what, that's over 27 days.
Yeah.
And and 9 out of 10, you're gonna have some souls to the polls, which will be I think one Sunday in Georgia, I think it is, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna have Saturday votes, early votes. So I mean, there's really no excuse for it, and I'm not gonna get too emotional about it. I just think that the days of the excuses are kind of like, what's that saying? Is it prima donna? Is that a word? Is that,
No.
yeah? That's not prima donna, wrong term. Wait, I'm using it wrong.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I can't say, maybe an afterthought. It shouldn't even be happening, kind of, sort of. You shouldn't even be. You can't use those excuses no more, kind of, sort of. I'm just saying, and especially in Georgia, where we're from,
Mm-hmm.
you have every opportunity to do what you need to do, and that's why I said, if somebody feel like, man, I'm just too busy, get an absentee ballot. That's all you gotta do. Get an absentee ballot, and guess what? You'll be fine, because you never know. You might have a load that you might say, man, I gotta take this load, man. Man, guess what? You already got absentee ballot. You ain't got nothing else to worry about. So I can go and fill it out, who my candidate is, turn that thing in on Monday, roll out on Tuesday. And you ain't got to worry about it. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because, you know, I just feel like us as drivers, you know, and the thing about it too, me as a driver, my biggest thing that I always worry about too is that Secretary of Transportation. That Secretary of Transportation is who I want to. I look at him. I've been looking at, when I vote for that person right there, I want to know, you telling me where my money is going to go with this heavy road tax, which is my 2290, and you know how my IRP tag, why is it so, you know, this price, and my IFTA this, and see, that stuff matters to me. That's why I say that Secretary of Transportation is key.
Yep.
You know, and so that's why I'm saying, when I tell people it's important as a driver, that you understand, driver or owner, you know, of your own truck or whatever have you, that you understand who participate in your business, because the Secretary of Transportation, and then, you know, those, they have their hands in that fuel tax and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we do our part. So there's no reason for us to bypass, you know, not voting. And then, like I said, your congressmen, those guys sit on those committees. So what happens is with me, you know, when I look at someone that either trying to run or someone that's already is my senator or my House of Representative, I'm looking to see what committee, especially if they're incumbent. I think of what I'm saying. Incumbent. That's right, incumbent. If they're an incumbent, then I'm going to want to know what committee they served on, and if their committee they served on has something to do with transportation,
Right.
then you might get my vote if I seen you do some things that has a you know, a lot to do with helping, you know, with the cost of fuel, things like that. And then if you run it for, you know, the president of the United States, you know, I want to hear you talk about, you know, how I can save on, you know, costs and transportation. So those things right there, like I said, that's why I said, when I think about voting, I don't think about voting just in the aspect of saying I'm just doing this because of, you know, people has, you know, died and fought for us to vote.
Right.
That's the part about that part I appreciate, but then I have to look at it also too from a perspective of the occupation that I'm in, and as a businessman, you know, I have to, you know, make that decision. So that's why on here I wanted to talk about. But anyway, so the three things right now: early voting, September 29th, through September 29th through Friday. I'm sorry, Thursday, September 29th is when it started. And then Friday, October 28th is when it ends. The early voting's, you know, next, I want to say 20-something days. And you got some that has their Sundays in there, they call it sold to the poll. Take advantage of it, and Saturdays too. And then you got the absentee ballot. Like I said, if you are an OTR person, you know, go ahead and apply for your absentee ballot. And if you just feel like somebody that, you know, the job always have you, you know, doing different things, as long as you are traveling, you just tell them, hey, I think I'm gonna be traveling, so you part of that. It's right there. All you gotta do is look it up. It'll state if you're traveling for business. Truck drivers, you're traveling for business. Then the other one is the provision ballot. This right here is the one that, you know, like I said, with the absentee ballot, let me go back to that for a second. You have to request that, or you go by your county and get one, or you have to request it, I think, online. That way it's sent to you. And with the mail being as slow as it is right now, I would literally, you know, apply for that early. And like I said, if you get it, it's just best to have it, just in case you feel like you might see a load that's paying $1,500 for that day and you don't want to miss it, or $2,000. The point is that you can't go wrong. The provision ballot is, like I said, you get to your precinct, and let's say you've moved and some kind of way it popped back in the system that you live back at this, as far as Conyers, and now you live in Stockbridge or something, or Henry County, and in between there, some kind of way, and stuff does happen. You know, I mean, it's human error. You can get a provision ballot, and the provision ballot helps them say, okay, we don't see you in the system, but we'll let you fill this out, and then that way you can still, track the provision ballot, and then, it'll count, because all you got, from my understanding with the provision ballot, it's just basically just saying you're certain to be you are an eligible voter, but it has a little bit of uncertainty, meaning that, they just trying to find it, and then, but they know you saying you're eligible to vote. It's just not on the system, or you're in the wrong precinct or whatever. So that's what I had. And so, but I do want to tell everybody, that I'm probably gonna take a hiatus from, Transportation Tuesday only for a couple of weeks. I need to focus on, I'm working on something big, and I'll start posting on it. And I, and hope that I can get support from everybody. And you'll start seeing posts on it, but you'll also start seeing it on the website at www.crawfordlogisticsandassociate.com. You'll see it on Crawford Logistics on Instagram, Crawford Logistics on Facebook, and Crawford Logistics on TikTok. You'll be able to, see the big things we got coming, because I'm looking forward to 2023, having some big things with Crawford Logistics and Associates, and I'm just hoping that everybody will support it. Babe, what you got, man?
Just gearing up, getting ready for December for the expo.
What day is the expo?
December 17th through the 17th and 18th.
Okay, and we'll be at the
Black Women's Expo is going to be at the Convention Center.
Yep, in Atlanta.
In College Park.
College Park, yep. So we'll be there. Let everybody know. So please come out and support that, because that's going to be big. But other than that, everybody, just like I said, just get out and do your early voting. And like I said, I'll probably post on that soon. Absentee ballot. And also, too, to kind of give everybody an update on my 30-day challenge. I actually did. I went from the 230 to down to 221 now. I've been in that range for, so it's no fluke. So I just got about 3 more pounds to lose. I have my 10 pounds. I really wanted to lose 20, but it's not easy. But I did lose. I'm right now, like I said, when you go from 230 to 221, that's it's not 9 pounds. It's not, it's 9 pounds, correct? 9 pounds. I've been working hard, so put on a little muscle and everything, and even my beard grew it out. So, but anyway, so baby, you don't have anything else? I just want to tell everybody thank you so much for getting on here with us. Like I always say, a day above ground is a good day, and also too, like I said, I won't be back on live until the Tuesday prior to voting. It'll be November the 1st. I'll be back on the live. That'll be my next one I'll do on November the 1st, and we'll be talking about somewhat touching bases on a few things, and then I'll probably let everybody know what I'm working on if you haven't already seen the plugs. But we'll be talking about the up in the coming election. So everybody, I appreciate it, man. So I just want to say peace, and like I said, another day above ground is a good day. Talk to you soon. Peace.